Public bathrooms. These chambers of misery are a trans individual's nightmare. While perusing Reddit, I found some stories about individuals having really bad experiences, both female to male and male to female. These are those stories. One time I walked into the women's restroom before I was out as female to male. So I was washing my hands when this wrinkly sponge hand grips my arm and yanks me around. It's this little bespectacled old lady, and holy shit, she was stewing. She was like, "Sir, this is not a casual strip club. Now get out before I call security." And then I reply in my low, sadly feminine voice that I'm aware it's the women's restroom. And then she just looks at me for a long time before walking out. This next story is likely your worst nightmare, and the person that was willing to share it on Reddit was male to female. Around the time I first started transitioning, I was told not to use a women's bathroom at a club I frequented. The head manager nearly fired the employee who kicked me out because I was a patron and the club was meant to be trans friendly. However, I was stuck using the men's room for a brief time. The worst part about the men's room there was that there was no doors on the stalls.
This is the worst.
I would always go to the very end stall and hope people would look for feet under the stalls before walking all the way back to the last one. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and a couple of times I had some drunk guys treat me like an exhibit. One of them saw me and immediately told his friend who was there, "Dude, there's a chicken here." And his friend then proceeded to walk back and take a peek himself. It was absolutely mortifying. There were also many times I'd be washing my hands and guys would walk in and immediately turn around, assuming they walked into the wrong bathroom, only to walk uncomfortably back in after double checking the sign outside the door. It also outed me a lot. I remember one guy doing a double take and then laughing and saying I had him fooled for a second. However, it was sort of fun watching his face turn back into a confused expression when I talked, since I had already had my female voice down at the time. However, companies get away with saving money by not getting toilet stall doors is beyond me. Seriously, someone make this illegal now. I had an experience the other day. I'm female to male and had put no effort into passing that day, but decided, what the hell, I'm on a literal campus. This coffee shop has small bathrooms, however, so I go into the men's bathroom. I'm sitting on the toilet getting ready to pee when another guy walks in. I freeze because I don't want this guy to think I'm sitting to pee, so I wait till he leaves and let go. As I'm wiping, another person walks in. This guy smells like vomit and cigarettes. I'm pretty sure he's drunk.
Hello. Been drinking, have we?
Just a nip.
Or having a psychotic breakdown because he's crying and muttering about green cheese. He's standing at the urinal. We are separated by naught but a thin metal wall. And suddenly he starts groaning very enthusiastically while peeing. He stood there for 5 minutes. I was terrified to leave the stall because I had no idea how someone like this would react. I was out of there so fast as soon as I heard him leave. Dude, what's with people making noise when they pee? You know what? The next time I hear someone doing that in a bathroom, I'm gonna harmonize with them just to fuck with them. And you should too. That is, unless of course you're the maker of the noise, in which case I look forward to our duet. This next individual is a male to female and they literally lived my dream. You'll see why. This happened 2 weeks ago in North Texas, my home state that I recently found out may have a bathroom bill coming up, which has prompted me to always use the men's room, no matter how cute and femme I look. Also, no lie, I have severe passing anxiety. Even when I seem to pass, I don't believe it, you know? So anyways, my boyfriend took me to dinner to celebrate his first paycheck at his new job, and we had a lovely time. The food was awesome, the waiter called me she, which was awesome, but still called my boyfriend she. Boyfriend is female to male, and correct gendering in North Texas is hard to find. So everything was going great, and I felt safe enough there to use the bathroom. Even though I was looking super good, I still went in the men's room because it's just what I do, and I used the urinal because it's just what I do. Finish up, fix my skirt, and a drunk cowboy type dude walks in as I head to the sink and says, "Oh shit, I'm sorry, I must have walked into the wrong." I look at him, smile, and sweetly say, "No worries, I'm a dude." I stared at him wide-eyed, waiting to see what he had to say, and as I dried my hands, he looked into my eyes and said, "Y'all have an absolutely wonderful night," and headed into a stall. I walked out the bathroom and burst out laughing. Not really horror, thankfully. I've only been laughed and stared at in the bathroom so far, but I did feel like I was in a movie that night, so I wanted to share.
Where am I start the story from?
I was at the bar a while back and realized I really needed to pee. Usually I just go home and do it, but that wasn't gonna work tonight. I was buzzed and far from home. I had a friend with me and she offered to stand outside the bathroom. While it's a kind gesture, it really doesn't do much. I waited for it to empty out and went inside to do my thing. While in the stall, I heard someone come in and didn't want to get up and leave at all. As the interrupting party walked out, another group came in. There was always someone at the sink checking makeup, etc., so there would be no way to slip out. This constant flow of women coming in and hanging out in the bathroom went on for about an hour until it finally emptied out. No one called me out or anything, but I've been called out before, and to avoid it, I spent an hour sitting in a dirty bathroom stall rather than sitting at the bar with my friends. This next story is of a trans femme teacher, and it is infuriating. It made me 3 mads. I was at a middle school that was accepting a new student in the fall that was male to female. So while the identity of the student was only known by the principal, counselor, and nurse, the whole school was being trained on trans awareness. I went because the group that trained me to train schools was doing it, so I wanted to watch. I was the only trans person there. I'm also a teacher, so I was dressed professionally. Suit, blouse, medium heels, etc. But because I choose to shave my head, I tend to stand out. I went to the bathroom before the event and was peeing when 2 women walked in. One of them was talking about how awful it was going to be to have one of them as a student, and that there was this bald man dressed as a woman in the building now. I finished my business and went to confront whoever said that. The 2 ladies I berated apologized, but said it wasn't them who were talking, as they had just come in. It may have been true, I wasn't really paying attention, but I was so pissed and I allowed myself to show it. I had a great time talking them into their place inside the women's washroom. If it wasn't them, I hope they told everyone about the story, so the ones who really talked that way knew how shitty they were being. When I got back to my seat, the cis female said that she was about to look for me and was worried. I told her what happened. She and the presenter were mortified. The presenter informed the principal, and I was offered a chance to address the staff afterwards, but I declined. It's what is said when they think we are not around that bothers me. The brave soul that shared this last story is female to male, and this is the most horrifying one yet. Once, I went into a single occupancy men's bathroom at a bar. As I was going in, I heard some guy make an angry remark about it, but I locked the door and started to go about my business. As I started to pee, this guy straight up kicked the door in. I will never forget this image of him standing in the doorway, super angry and yelling, with the whole dang bar behind him looking over at the commotion. But I happened to be using an STP device and was luckily angled in such a way that you could never see anything that was suspicious. So his anger quickly turned into embarrassed confusion as he just stammered and shut the door. I felt really empowered about the gender fuckery I enacted upon this jerk, but it was also super scary. Yo, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to support. If you want to see any topics covered here in the future, let me know them in the comments. And yeah, thanks to all the patrons and members on YouTube that help support my channel. Your help does go a very long way. Until next time, I wish you all the best. Okay, bye.